Aloha and welcome to the National Day of Healing from Racism 2022. I'm Chantel. I'm from the island of Oahu, from a small little city called, a little town called Nanakuli. It's on the west side of Oahu, a coastline that we know as Waianae. There I was surrounded by the beautiful oceans and mountains, winds and rains coming from those valleys and offshores. And I come to you with this landscape that this meditation today will draw upon my indigenous lens and how I operate in the world and the way that I view my world as well. I would like to share my screen with you. Forgive me, this is all kind of new to me. So if you could be patient, that would be just really lovely. Mahalo nui. Again, National Day of Healing of Racism. This is the beautiful side of the island that I was informed of, raised in. These are the beautiful mountains and ocean. That was my first medicine. I'd like to acknowledge our kupuna, our elders, those who have came before me, the shoulders in which I stand upon, and uplift their legacy of resilience before the time of the overthrow of our last reigning queen, Liliuokalani. The resilience that it took for all the things to keep our culture alive, our language alive, and our cultural practices. Not only do I want to uplift the people of Hawaii, but I also would like to uplift the people on whose lands I am on. And this is the land known as the land of the Three Fires, Michigan. It is the ancestral home of the Anishinaabe, the people of the Three Fires, which includes the Ojibwa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi, and many other First Nations people here. I also would like to make mention that they're still here and still tending to this place that is their home. I'd also like to uplift the people of Detroit. It's a majority Black city. It is still home as well, the Anishinaabe. We are surrounded by fresh water. It's original medicine. We know them as the Great Lakes. And I was being reminded how to walk in reciprocity on this sacred land. And I also would like to uplift all of those who've been in resistance and fighting tirelessly, protecting tirelessly their traditions from being lost forever. And the seeds that they've taken up, their place in the world. I want to uplift that. Our time together today will be one of meditation. I'll do a body scan and then a short little meditation using a landscape as my tool and just a few self-care practices. Water is an elemental force that I love. It is so soft and fluid, and yet when transformed through alchemy, it can cut through earth. It could freeze into a hard substance from something that's liquidy. It could evaporate in the form of precipitation clouds, and it's the life cycle. It represents the whole life cycle. And that's what our lives are, a cycle. And I'm hoping to impart this beautiful meditation as a tool that we can lean into in times of either stress, pain, burden, where we could just lay down our sorrows and really be reminded of really our place in the world and who we really are in our own human consciousness. I'd like to begin. You can make yourself comfortable any way that you feel fit to do. The beautiful things about recordings is we can pause the button now and do what we need. Get a cup of hot tea, some water if that's available, something warm or cozy to make you really come to this moment the best way that you can really lean into this medicine that we're about to journey in together. As you get comfortable, soften your eyes. You can either look down at something, not really looking, staring off in the distance, or closing them completely. Maybe putting away anything distracting or any of your senses. So we'll take a few breaths for you to do that. Speaking of the breath, I would like us to tune in to our breath. Not doing anything at all, just tuning into that. And just notice where in your body does your breath feel more animated. It could be the beginning of your nostrils or the back of your throat, your chest, or even the expansion of your belly. The important thing here really is just to notice, to be with the breath. One thing we know about the breath is the longer inhales and exhales, we can calm our nervous system by doing that. So that's the really cool thing, is being able to use the breath as a simple tool to not only be present right in that moment, it brings us right into the present moment, but also it helps to calm the nervous system too. When we pay attention to our breaths, it's a great indicator of where we're at. The somatic practice that we're about to do is exactly that, checking in and sensing what's going on in the inside of us, what's going on. And these body scans can be done, like if you have 1 minute, 5 minutes, an hour. You can lengthen and shorten them as much as you need to, but checking in is such an important tool to have, and it's available to us anytime. So as we breathe, continually just paying attention to our breath, finding that rhythm. Bring your attention to your scalp. And just sense anything that is being animated there. It could be warm, maybe a feeling of coldness, or even some kind of constricting. Also, numbness, maybe no feeling at all. But just observe that and notice that. Moving our awareness down to our forehead. And noticing any sensations also. Move our awareness to our temples and see, what are we sensing there? If we find something that we're sensing, say our temples or between our eyebrows, we can feel this tension happening or rising. We can use our breath to breathe into these spaces. And as we exhale, allow that tension to leave on our breath. That is a beautiful healing modality that we could use to lessen and soften things in our bodies as we come upon them. Moving to our eyes, notice the eyes and the tension in our eyes. Notice what's going on behind the eye socket. See if you can soften that. Just be curious with what you can do with anything that you're approaching. Curiosity with compassion. Moving on to your cheeks, your jaw. See if you could loosen and slack your jaw just a little bit more than you already have. They say that the jaw is connected to the belly. When the jaw is tight, so is the belly. So if we soften our jaw, we just may soften our bellies. moving down to our throat. Notice any hinting of restrictions in this area. You could take your hands and rub them together if you want to. That's available. And take it and put it here. Gently sending warmth and healing energy to the space. And if that is not available for you, you could, in your mind's eye, see the warmth and swirling of beautiful energy in this throat area. And I'll allow that to loosen any restrictions you may be feeling. Moving on to the heart, the chest. Noticing the rise and fall of the breath. Again, the noticing of what's going on in that area. Since we're here at the chest, see as you breathe in if you could also breathe in through your chest. Breathe in air through your nose and energy in through your chest. Let's just try that. And as you exhale, releasing from the chest and nostrils together. I find this to be such a potent practice. Just breathing simultaneously through these two areas and exhaling. It feels so life affirming and so good. Moving on over to our shoulders, moving out towards our shoulders, noticing some of our shoulders may be near our ears. And if there are, see if you could just lower them, slightly lower them. Noticing the back of the shoulders, the top of the shoulders. Are you sensing or picking up anything in these areas? I work as a therapist, massage therapist, and I notice that a lot of us carry a lot of things on our shoulders. And so there could be this real tightening there. So just notice and see if you could breathe in and use your breath as a tool to expand this area. And as you exhale, let it carry. Let the transformation happen for you in your breath. Let that be the alchemy, the tool that you use to change the heaviness that we may be carrying around. And let's take our awareness to the front of our body, going down from the chest to our belly. And in a clockwise direction, take your awareness and just circle your belly very slowly. Tuning in to any part that draws your curiosity. Sensing the rise and fall of our belly. Moving down to our pelvic floor, the seat of power. The psoas muscle, those these two muscles by the hip joint on either side. Sensing what you're feeling in the pelvic floor. Like your belly, go and do a counterclockwise, this time circle. The lower abdomen and go around and sense what's available, what's coming into your awareness right now as you circle this pelvic floor. Moving down your legs from the hip bone to the knee. Notice the front of your legs. And notice if there is any constrictions, any warmth, any coldness, any numbness traveling or moving or stagnant in the front of your legs. Circling to the back of your legs, up to the lower tailbone, up all the way up the spine to the top of the head, coming back down slowly, noticing each vertebrae as you go. Moving down to the middle of the back to the tailbone, down to the back of the thighs, and just notice. moving all the way down to our most extremities. Just sense anything that is showing up for you right now. Remember, your breath could be used to release anything that needs to be released in the body. It could be a tool to assist. And just notice what the body's feeling now after going through it with our intentions and our conscious knowing. Notice if there's any lightness in the body or areas you didn't notice before, or something that was nudging at you that you haven't paid attention to in the past. And just notice that you could recall later if you enjoy journaling, which I highly recommend. It's such a potent thing to do. It's good medicine. You could recall these moments of your findings. That is a body scan, and it's very simple. You have access to it at any time. I would like to take you on a visualization. So if your eyes are still soft or closed, just picture in your mind's eye favorite place you like to be, whether you've been there before or just in your mind's eye. Observe the sounds, the beauty of this place. Just notice what it feels like to be there. As you're there, look around. Imagine if everywhere could feel this just as delicious as this is feeling right now, being in this moment. Remember, this landscape is always available and you can come back to it. All you have to do is tap right into it again. And you're there. Slowly make your way back to this moment. Time goes by so fast. I was recording a 30-minute meditation and I was thinking, I'm going to do all these things. And I'm looking at the time right now. I'm like, oh, wow, I'm already over my time. Thank you so much for being here, for showing up, for being resilient. I send you so much love, so much love, so much aloha from me to you. And I wanted to just quickly touch on different types of self-care things, right? It's physical, emotional, social, spiritual. And if you open your eyes and look at the screen, you could see these different things that you could do for each one of them. This is a recording. You can always come back and look at it for yourself. Self-care also could be so many beautiful forgiveness practices I really love. And spending time alone is so delicious. And asking for what you need as well is just beautiful. Saying no, all of them, all of these are just beautiful tools. You can make it fun and do a self-care bingo for your family. Every week, someone pulls something and come back and talk about it. How did that work for them? You can do it with friends, yourselves. I want to say mahalo nui, which means thank you in Hawaiian, for your resilience. And there's all the beautiful layers of we weave together as gifts for people and many other things. I want to thank you. Thank you for weaving together with me this time on this journey. Thank you. Aloha. Thank you. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And it's a new year. May it be one that really inspires you to show up in love. Thank you.